Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 16 is entitled as Devasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga, the yoga of the divine and demonic nature. Summary. Devasura Vibhagokti Purvika Shastra Vashyata Tatvanustana Vijnana Stemni Sodasa Uchate. This is a sloka from Gita-artha Sangraha by Sri Yamunacharya that explains the content of chapter 16. The living entities in this world are classified into two, namely divine and demoniac. For one to develop steadfast knowledge regarding the absolute truth and the proper conduct, this chapter 16, speaks about absolute necessity to obey what has been prescribed, what has been instructed in the Shastra. Person who abide to the Shastra are divine type, whereas persons who disobey the Shastra are demoniac. So Krishna in this chapter elaborately describes about these two classifications, their respective character qualities. In the previous three chapters, 13, 14 and 15, we studied many important aspects. In the 13th chapter, the real nature of Prakriti and of the individual self, Atma, as they are separated entities and as they are related entities, their relationship with each other was explained in chapter 13. And in chapter 14, that relationship, the conjunction, is only because of attachment of pleasure, etc., which brought about by the gunas, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, that was explained. And in the 15th chapter, the way to break that relationship between the Prakriti and Purusha, the living entity, is through non-attachment, in other words detachment, was explained. Whether associated or being separated, either case, they both belong to the Lord. Krishna as the Supreme Person, Purushottama, is different from the non-sentient matter, Achetana, the bonded self, the conditioned soul, and from the liberated self, Muktatma, Achetana, Baddhatma and Muktatma. Krishna is different from these three by virtue of his unchangeable nature, pervasiveness, sustaining everything, and lordship over everything. This we studied thoroughly in chapter 15. Now, in order to explain that only those who abide by the Shastra, the scriptures, will believe what has been explained earlier in earlier chapters. Therefore, Krishna speaks in this chapter 16 of two classes of people: those who submit to the Shastra and those do not. Those who submit are Devas and those who do not submit are Asuras. In the first three slokas of this chapter, Krishna explains the divine qualities, those who abide the Shastra. They are fearless even when they know there's going to be cause of sorrow. The mind of such people do not get agitated with Rajoguna and Tamoguna. They discriminate between the self and Prakriti. According to their capacity, they contribute to charity. Their mind is controlled. God is their focus of worship without any expectation of reward. They study Vedas with clear understanding that all the Vedas speaks only about the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and their action constituting Krishna's worship. They practice austerity as prescribed in the Shastra. Their thought, word and deed are all in sync. They do not inflict pain upon others, any living entities. They are truthful, they speak truth, and they are not agitated by any external sense objects. They do not carry any grudge against anyone, though others may harm them. They are compassionate towards all beings. They are such a people who feel ashamed to do any wrong thing. They are very forgiving, even if a friend causes any wrong deeds towards them. Even in the face of great danger, they are very firm in doing their duty as prescribed in the scriptures. They do not interfere with others' freedom. They are prideless. They are the one who are born to carry out the Lord's will. They are divine natured ones. On the other hand, Arjuna, the demoniacal being, are born with the tendency of performance of any ritual deeds to earn name, fame and prestige, as they can be called as virtuous person. They are full of arrogance caused by the pleasure of sense objects, leading to the loss of discrimination between right and wrong. Though they are not qualified, they feel very proud about themselves. Their angry mind always ready to inflict injury on others. Harshness is their default nature. They are ignorant regarding the distinctions between the Supreme Lord and the lower orders. This was explained in the 4th sloka. Hearing these statements, Arjuna became anxious and agitated, not knowing which classification he belongs to, whether he is Deva or Asura. To clear his anxiety, Arjuna says that you are born to Pandu, who was outstanding among the righteous. Then how can you be of Asuric type, Arjuna? Divine nature leads to liberation, whereas demonical nature leads to bondage. Arjuna, don't worry. You are born endowed with a divine disposition. This was Krishna's response to Arjuna in the 5th sloka. Then in the 6th sloka, after giving a very short introduction that there are two beings, divine and demonical, then Krishna takes further in detail about the demonic persons. Those who are born in the demonic class do not know the conduct mentioned in the Shastra, which is conducive to worldly happiness, and also they are instrumental to one's liberation. They do not have cleanliness, both internal or external, nor do they practice the daily Nitya Anushtana Karma, daily rituals, which promote the cleanliness. Truthful speech conducive to the welfare of people is not part of their character. And in the 8th sloka, Krishna says, Arjuna, not only do they not speak the truth, but also they speak as they like, which are quite contrary to the truth. They do not accept that this universe is the effect of the Supreme Lord. They do not accept that Supreme Lord is the super soul within everything, and they do not accept that He is the one who sustains everything and He is the one who directs everything. Their theory is that the creatures of this world, humans, animals, etc., are all seen to be the product of the union of the male and the female. What else is there apart from this type? Desire causes the union of the male and the female. Hence, the whole world is caused only by desire. Nothing else could be the cause for this creation. They firmly hold on to their principles as non-existence of God. They do not perceive that the self, Atma, as different from the body. They lack the discrimination to easily distinguish the self from the body. They harm everybody and become the cause of destruction of the whole world. Moreover, they desire for many impossible things. They try to attain those impossible things through their ill means. They undertake unholy penances, austerities. They are full of pride and arrogance. Their desires are countless. Some of them who are about to die either today or tomorrow dream of all sort of things to be achieved. They have desire or endeavor till the great pralaya, perhaps. Satisfaction of sensual desires is their highest aim in life. There is nothing called higher realm. There is nothing called liberation. Everything that he needs to attain is here in this world, nowhere else. After explaining these in 9th and 10th sloka, then in the 11th and 12th sloka, Krishna says they are tied down by hundreds of desires, with desire and anger as their constant companions. These people endeavor to pile up money in immoral ways for the gratification of their sensual cravings. And in sloka 13, 14 and 15 we can see their mindset. Due to their ignorance, they are greatly deluded and think that now this land, son, wife, etc. have been acquired by me simply only because of my own ability. I am also going to earn a few more things that I have dreamt of using my own ability. The wealth I have earned is under my control. With my strength, more wealth will flow to me. This great enemy has been killed by me, and in the same way I am going to kill the other enemies too. Completely relying on my own strength, I am independent. I am not under the control of anybody. I am the enjoyer of pleasures because of my own ability. Also, I have reached this status by my own self, not because of good luck, that is good karma, etc. Even the strength and the material comforts that I have were acquired by strength, power of my own efforts. No one else is responsible for my wealth or my lineage. I am the only responsible person. There is none equal to me. Through my own ability, I shall perform yaga, practice charity, and rejoice too. And in the 16th sloka, Krishna says that such people hold the view that they can achieve everything by themselves without needing the help of good fortune, that is through karma, or the Supreme Lord Himself. With such mentality, their mind is fully engrossed in sense objects, excessively engaged in sensual enjoyment. They die in the midst of their deluded lives and fall into hellish condition. And in the 17th sloka, Krishna said that they praise themselves, thinking that they have acquired everything. They are excessively puffed up with the arrogance of their wealth and learning. They too perform Vedic sacrifices, only to acquire publicity, as a performer of yaga, yajna, homa, etc. These two, they will not perform as prescribed in the Shastra, but in any manner that they like, because they do not believe in the Shastras anyway. And in the 18th sloka, Krishna says that because of their egoism, they form an idea about themselves that I do everything myself without anybody's help. My power alone is enough to complete everything. That is in the form of pride. And in the form of arrogance, they think that there is none to equal me. Their mentality is that everything will be fulfilled by my mere desire. And by my anger, I shall kill anyone who causes me hindrance. They hate me. They do not accept my existence. They only believe and go according to their body and bodies of others. To such people, what's going to be their destination after this life is explained in the 19th sloka. Those who hate Krishna, those who hate me as described above, who deny my existence, those who do not approach me despite their knowing about me, and those who do not have any knowledge about me are pushed into the ocean of transmigration, into the samsara, which means they take birth again in demoniac wombs. O son of Kunti, as Krishna says, addresses Arjuna in the 20th sloka, having taken asuric birth, they only expand on their pervasive knowledge about me in every birth, subsequent birth, without ever attaining me, that is, without ever acquiring a clear knowledge about me. They only get born into lower and lower levels and reach the lowest. And in 21st sloka, Krishna says the cause of such thing are desire, anger, and greed, which are the three pathways to the demoniac disposition as described earlier. These three pathways are capable of destroying the self, Atma. Therefore, all the three are to be wholly rejected for those who are serious in the righteous path. And in 22nd sloka, Krishna says, by escaping from these three pathways which causes ignorance and all sort of contrary knowledge, does good to his Atma, self, and thereby reaches me, the supreme goal of life. And in 23rd, 24th sloka, Krishna concludes his chapter by emphasizing the esteemed position, the importance of the Shastra which to be followed. He who acts according to own will, ignoring the Vedas which constitute my instructions, my commandments, is not benefiting here in this world or anywhere else. That is, he will not find happiness here, nor he will get liberation later. One who behaves following the dictates of one's own mind will not attain anywhere any kind of happiness. Therefore, in this dark world, let the Shastra be the authority for you in discriminating what be accepted and what ought not to be accepted. Thus, with a clear knowledge of my instruction embodied in the Shastras, the scriptures, you are qualified to perform action. Without following the principles of the scriptures, one cannot elevate himself to the perfectional stage. One who actually therefore understands the purport of the Shastras is considered fortunate. Somehow or the other, if one gets connected to a bona fide spiritual master, a guru, who can guide properly and impart the essence, the knowledge of the scriptures as given by the Guru Parampara, then one who is submissive to such a guru and sincerely try to abide and follow the teachings and practice them will avoid the three pathways: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, desire, anger and greed, and take the path of elevation to the higher stage. Then one's life becomes successful. That ends the summary of chapter 16. Tasmas shastram pramanam te karya vyavastito jnatva shastram vidanoktam karma kartum iharhasi. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Asu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Devasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoho Nama Sodasodhyayaha. Namaste. Hare Krishna.